Hey team, welcome back. My name is Andrea, and as you know, if you're here, I've been talking about my experience as I go through litigation with the Phoenix Suns and Phoenix Mercury. Now, because they continue to try to figure out ways to get out of this rather than take accountability or apologize, I guess it's time to do what to do and what not to do, part two. Because as I've said before, this is not about money, it's about accountability. And really, I'm just really starting to think that this has become a cluster F, but hey, that's on them, that's not on me. So I will start this series like I always do with what to do and what not to do if you ever reach the pinnacle of your career and you become the head of HR for a professional basketball team. What you should do if you're served with litigation from a former employee who is talking about wrongful termination, discrimination, harassment, hostile work environment, all of those different things. You should probably tell the truth. And if you are going to lie, you should at least have some receipts to back those lies up. Which is why I continue to believe that they must have thought that their money, power, and resources and connections were going to get them out of this, because how this was all done is so sloppy. Even I am astounded at this mess. So let's begin. If you are the head of human resources for a professional basketball team, you should discipline everybody the same. There should be standard operating procedures that you're not coming up with on the fly, as I've seen in my case. And you should also have letterhead, you should have templates that all of your documentation is on, rather than just looking like you opened up Microsoft Word and started typing. But specifically, if you're going to try to say that you fired me for cause because I was bad at my job, there should be documentation. I've been saying this for the last two videos. For example, if you are going to say that you fired me because you always had to coach and counsel me because I was just so horrible to work with, and everybody was always complaining about me as being difficult and hard to work with, there should be two separate things done. One, if you're going to say that you fired me because I was so hard to work with and difficult to work with, to the point where you always had to coach and counsel me, you should 1000% have emails that summarize the meetings and the discussions that we have, and documentation regarding and surrounding all of those counseling sessions that you had to coach and counsel me about my behavior and my attitude. Again, we're 3 years in. Why do you not have this documentation? Now, I hope you don't go trying to fabricate that now that I've called that out. But if you always had to coach and counsel me, there should be dates, there should be emails, there should be summaries of the different sessions that you had to coach and counsel me on, what you had to coach and counsel me about. Because again, I heard this after I was fired. Never once heard that while I worked there, because Miss Kimberly absolutely never had to coach and counsel me about anything. Now, she did have to often coach and counsel Jessica, because her and Elizabeth were always fighting in the office. So she had to coach and counsel both of them multiple times. But notice how they were not reprimanded the same way that I was. See, that's not treating your employees the same. But I was never coached or counseled. Again, I don't know why they made these lies up. Could it be because they know that they fired me for no reason? And once I filed litigation, they had to come up with excuses to justify why they fired me? And then if you're saying that other people found me difficult to work with, the other thing that you should absolutely do as the head of HR, you should know these things. You should be able to mediate conversations between people. Because again, this is not high school where people could just be like, I don't like working with her, she's so hard to work with. That should be addressed. And whether it is a one-on-one conversation with the head of HR or with the employee relations person, there 1000% should be conversations where people can hold conversations about what happened and why they feel that way. And it should be recorded and it should be documented. And you should have that evidence. People just saying that afterwards and putting in emails that I just found it hard to work with when they get talked to about what happened is not the way to go, team.